Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to episode 2 of the Arts and Entertainment Podcast. I'm Brenna.
I'm Jack.
And today we have Gianna and Ryan, and you guys are from Uptown, or you guys go to Uptown, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Can you explain a little bit about what that is?
It's basically a nonprofit music school. It's not related to like Montoursville specifically. There's people. Last year there was somebody from Canton that used to drive in. It's a lot of different schools, just pretty much getting together and playing music.
It's fun. Would you say it's about the same?
Yeah.
Okay. How did you guys first get involved with Uptown?
Personally, I was at the old collective, the old building, and I started when I was like 6 because my grandfather was good friends with the owner and started taking lessons and just grew from there.
After 5th grade band, I remember our band director had sent us a sheet of places that we could take lessons over the summer, and the first one for drums was Epic Percussion. So we called Epic. Epic never called us back. The second one on the list was Uptown, and I think that was the best never getting a phone call back in my life. 'Cause, yeah.
I guess we should probably backtrack and say what you guys do at Uptown, because obviously you just said you're a drummer.
Yes.
And then Ryan, what do you do?
I sing and I play guitar.
Fun. Okay, so what is the name of your specific group that you guys are a part of?
We're part of SPG1, which is Specialty Performance Group 1, which are the big shows, but then we also have smaller groups called CPG groups, which are like your average, if you go out to a restaurant, you see a little band playing. The name of my group, my CPG group, is Smoke and Mirrors.
And I'm a part of Folklore.
Okay. Is that like a Taylor Swift reference? Or?
No.
Okay.
No, it's like 70s folk.
Oh,
music.
fun.
Yeah.
So do you get to pick those groups, or does that just kind of
We're kind of placed in them based
Okay.
on what kind of music we want to play,
Okay.
and then from there.
Jack, do you want to ask the next question so I'm not talking the whole time?
Sure. What's been your favorite place you've traveled with the group? We'll start with Gianna for this one.
My favorite place that I went last year, we got to go to Austin, Texas to perform for KFC executives, which was really surreal, and it was really cool.
Didn't you meet Colonel Sanders?
Yes, I have a photo with Colonel Sanders, and I can say that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's actually a flex.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Ryan.
I didn't go to Texas, but I think that just traveling, even we go to Schuylkill Haven and Millbrook, just places that aren't from here, and we get to show, perform for people and get them to know about the collective.
That's super fun.
Mm-hmm.
When did you, each of you join, SPG1?
I joined last year, was my first year that I joined SPG1.
I joined 4 years ago, but this is my 3rd year.
Okay. We'll just go back and forth.
What's your favorite show that you've performed in?
Definitely Pink Floyd. It was just it was more than just the music, but the history behind the band and the theatrics and the performance was a big part of it.
I mean, you guys get to dress up too, which
Yeah.
is super fun.
Costumes are really
Carter
fun.
walking out in a giant suit.
Yes.
That was
David Byrne.
Yep. My favorite show, I think, as both of you know, I love country music. So last year
Really?
when we did our country show and I got to play Garth Brooks, I was like, yes.
Gianna probably fell to the floor sobbing
Yes,
with
I was
joy.
so happy that we got to do Garth Brooks.
What has been your favorite song to perform, in all your time with the collective?
Oh my gosh.
I will probably have to say Sweet Home Alabama, not necessarily because it's the most difficult song in the world and it's extremely overplayed. But,
Bash them. Wow.
It's
you have it on record, folks. Gianna does not.
He's not wrong.
It's a good song, but I've played that song. We played it in Texas, which was really cool, closer of a show. We played it in Millbrook last year as a closer of a show, which was awesome. And then I played it in one of my CPG groups, my country group, Double Barrel, which just has so many great memories linked to that song specifically. Is why I really like performing it.
Smooth. For me, I didn't personally sing the lead on it, but was probably in the 70s radio show. We did Proud Mary, and it was just like, we had like, the backup dancers had like a choreographed dance, and it was just like a really fun time.
I honestly loved watching you guys, like, even though like there was like the one person who is the lead singer, then you guys are in the back. But I love watching you guys just like get into it.
Yeah.
And it's just like funny to watch you like just like headbanging at parts, and I was
Yeah.
like, that's so fun.
So what is, let's say, a typical day in the life of just a day practicing and rehearsing Uptown, not necessarily a show day?
So our rehearsals are very, very long sometimes. Sometimes they can be pretty short and go well. Other times they can be very long. Last year, I know our longest rehearsal was 11 hours. In
Straight,
one day.
like,
yes, like 11 hours one day. We had to get there, set up everything, and we did not leave until 10 o'clock that night.
What time did you get there?
If it's 11 hours and
Okay,
they're like, okay.
I'm not a math brain.
Yeah.
This
but-
is an arts and entertainment, not math. If you want to start a math podcast, go start a math podcast.
Anyway,
It's definitely a long, grueling
Yes.
process. Like, we have to have form sheets for all our songs, like counts done for them. If you're in leadership committee and we get closer to the show, like I'm on the sound committee, so I have to sit in the room and actually write out like when guitars come in, what amplifier they're like using. I have to write down who's on a solo, when the leads come in, like
It's a lot of like behind the scenes. 'Cause
Yes.
We don't see that from the outside, but like I'm sure there's so much going
So
on back
much
there.
work goes into
And, like all the tech
yeah.
monkeys running off and
Oh, yeah.
on.
Oh, there's
Remember you-
there's
Yeah.
something.
I remember you like complaining about having to do that class at one point.
yes,
Mhm.
technical class was an interesting.
It's a crucial part to
Yes.
it, but it's
Nobody
Mm.
enjoys
so
it.
great getting
Yes.
through it.
As
Yes.
someone who does the behind the scenes thing, it's utter chaos, but
Yes.
it's
We appreciate you
important.
all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is a typical like show day in the life? Because I know like you guys probably run the show a couple times
We
before.
show up in the morning to wherever we're playing, and we have a few rehearsals, like problem songs, and then we all just get ready and perform.
Do you do anything like special after like not cast parties, but like
Yeah.
Most of the time after the first show of the year and then the last show of the year at the Community Arts Center, we'll do a cast party either at the Uptown Music Collective or at somebody's house.
fun?
Do you have any superstitions before
Ooh,
shows?
yeah.
Or do you know of any?
Does anyone do
Okay.
the prayer circle
I-
or like the?
I will, yes, we shake out. I always have to say like good luck to my certain people in the group. I know one of my friends, and she definitely knows this too.
Gets slapped in the
Jocelyn,
face.
I slapped my friend Jocelyn in the face for his pre-show
Every show.
slap.
Yep.
My friend Stevie drinks pineapple juice
Yeah.
before a show. There's a lot. There's certain songs too in the girls' dressing room that we
Yeah,
have
we
to
have
play
to
before
listen
Are
to
there
a
like
show.
weird like things that you have to wear, like certain socks that are like your lucky socks? Because I know I have those for cheer that I have like a
Not
certain
personally, no.
No.
pair.
No.
Okay. I know. I just have like a certain pair of socks that have a giant hole in the toe that I have to wear on my left foot before or the day of every competition. Like that's how
Interesting.
superstitious I get.
Interesting.
Do you have any like funny stories?
I will say after our last show, two of my friends decided to start wrestling in my front yard for no reason whatsoever.
Can you name drop?
If they find this, they might kill me if I do.
Okay.
So no, but yeah, parties after the show definitely can get
They're
a
always
little
interesting.
interesting.
I heard stories from your mom
Yeah.
about after the grunge concert.
Yeah, definitely after the grunge concert, my friends were talking about stealing my car.
Nice.
Yep.
GTA, I love that.
Yeah.
Love
Yep. And then after our last reprise show,
that. Which was fantastic.
which thank you, I originally had planned, and I don't care, I'm pretty loose about it, but I originally had planned for about 4 people originally to come up to my house, and then it grew to 10 within the time span of me showing up at Lock Haven and then leaving. So it just, it's definitely, there's some crazy stories that
I
happen.
can imagine. Oh, I had a good question, now I forget it. Oh, do you have any stories of like maybe funny moments or scary moments from like performing? Like did something like funny happen or anything like go wrong that like freaked you out, but looking back wasn't as like terrifying as you thought?
I definitely know, this is very recent, so I remember this. I will name drop for this one. My good friend Chase, him and I were on.
If you're watching.
Him and I were on the song 99 Red Balloons together for our last 80s show that we just did. And when we did it at the Community Arts Center, the first time that we played it in like one of our run-throughs, he was playing the synth bass part on the guitar, and it was awesome. Like, it was a great song, and he'd been playing it in our rehearsals too, and it was good volume and everything. And he started playing the bum ba dum bum ba dum, and I was probably visibly shaking because drum monitors normally have a subwoofer in them. And he was playing a bass part, and he was very loud. He was
I could just
very,
imagine
very
Joe being
loud.
like
Yeah.
spazzing out.
Yeah, and then I told him, I go, Chase, can you turn down the guitar in my like monitor and stuff, and just maybe turn it down on the actual instrument? He goes, no, I'm gonna go to the sound guy and tell him to make that the loudest thing in your monitor. So then, Saturday night of our show, it was definitely the loudest thing in my monitor.
That's. So you wear headphones during it too, right? Or
No. So when you saw me wearing headphones, is my least favorite thing is to play to a metronome.
and did you have to do that for the that one song?
I had to do that for once in a lifetime, and I've had to do it in past shows as well. And for some reason, I always get stuck on the songs with the metronomes.
So I was like, I watched you in the grunge show, and I was like, she's not wearing headphones. Like, go her. And then I looked at, because we were sitting front row for the 80 show, and I was like, why is she wearing, what?
Well, so actually,
what's she doing?
The metronome for that reprise didn't work. I looked at my friend Tico. I'm like, Tico, I can't, like, we're on stage. People can see us because there's no curtain that was down. And I'm like, Tico, I can't hear the metronome. And he's like, yeah, it's not working. So I was like, okay, we're going to hope and pray that I can stay with the sequencer. Then. So
Why
I
do you
took
use
him
a
off.
metronome for some songs and then not for others?
So there's a thing called, like, a sequencer.
Mm-hmm.
So it sequences the same beat over and over again. And if you don't have a metronome, most of the time it is extremely hard to stay with the sequencer, because the sequencer is a constant beat, whereas human error, you will fluctuate just a little bit, but if you just fluctuate a little bit, it throws the whole thing off.
So this is an oddly specific question. Did you have a choice between headphones or in-ear monitors?
Yes.
And you chose headphones.
So,
as a drummer?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I want to know the thought process
the
behind
thought
that.
process behind this was I had to play my first show ever. I had to play to sequencer, and I couldn't hear it at all in the rehearsal room. We eventually got it to where the metronome was loud enough and I could hear it in the rehearsal room. We take the show to the CAC and I can't hear the metronome at all. They set up its own monitor with literally just the metronome click. I still was struggling to hear it. Everything was fine. I stayed on beat from practicing it so much, but that was very grueling task. Then again in the Queen show, yes, again in the Queen show, I had to play to a metronome for the song Radio Gaga. And this time we just cranked the metronome so loud on the first night of the show in my monitor, and you could hear it out in the audience. So yep, that's what it was. So then from then on it was just easier. I can hear it easier, making it as loud as I want in headphones without having to worry about the audience.
And then you wouldn't get like messed up with everything else that's going on, because there's a lot going on at these shows.
Yes.
My favorite genre to perform?
Probably just like rock.
Yeah.
It's just a good time to be on stage and just everyone rocking
Rock's
out.
a broad genre. Any specific
I mean,
era of
personally,
rock?
I like 70s music.
Yes,
The best.
good. I feel, I mean, I love country music, but performing country music is not, unless you're actually like Garth Brooks, who was running around the stage.
Johnny can't do that on the drum
It's
kit.
not, no, I can't move. It's really sad. But it's not the most visually like appealing, yeah. I definitely will say this year, the two shows that I had the most fun doing was the 80s show, because it's really popular music and really fun, like dance music, and then the grunge show.
The grunge show?
Really
I'm honored
fun.
that I was at both of those.
It was really fun.
Yeah, so I think definitely the grunge show was my favorite so far to perform this year.
Smells Like Teen Spirit literally slapped.
Yeah.
I don't listen to a lot of grunge music or like rock or whatever, but when that came out I was like, and my dad was just like, yeah! Like, you can imagine my dad, like he does not get very like But then the minute the curtain came out, he was like, yeah! And I was like, this is a side of my dad I've never seen, and I'm scared.
Before like every show, like when it's first pitched, you never know what you're gonna expect, and a lot of time you end up knowing and memorizing every single song and how it goes. So
That's because I noticed that like I think you were singing a lot of the songs when you're on the drums.
Yeah.
I'll look over and I'll be like watching her and taking videos of her just to embarrass her, or whatever, which I did a lot of embarrassing. You love me, but she's just going and she's singing the songs with them. And
you're in your own world when you're on stage. Like,
could you hear us like screaming "I love you, G" the whole time?
Yeah, because when you did that, Brenna, you decided to do it at the most quiet time.
Exactly.
And I kid you not, everybody on stage turned around and looked at me, and I don't know if you saw me. I just went,
I saw you. That was the bit. We literally, the song ended, and Paige goes, 1, 2. We love you, Gianna! Your mom told us to do that, so. Alright. What show are you most looking forward to? Like, coming up for the rest of the season?
I don't know. Probably Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, Fleetwood Mac.
I think
I'm excited to see that.
as a vocalist, we don't really get, like with Irish Rock coming up in March, there's not a lot of female vocals. So with Fleetwood Mac, I think it'll be a lot
Do
more fun.
you know like what you're singing for that yet, or can you give us like a preview of anything?
Pretty much just rumors.
And
other albums.
a lot of their hits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like
Go Your Own Way, Landslide is in
Yes.
there. Dreams.
The Chain.
The Chain,
Yes.
yes.
The Chain's in
Silver
there.
Springs.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Don't Stop. Yeah, there's a lot.
I'm very excited for this one. And then our last one.
How do you determine who performs each song? Like, how is that decided? I can sense there's a massive answer coming.
All right, let me get comfortable. Hang on. All right.
Do you want me to do the explaining for this one? Or?
I mean, you have a lot.
Okay.
Gianna has a very interesting definition of
Yes.
this.
So it's very different depending on which instrument you go to. I mean, I don't know, but I don't think vocals and keys and guitar. I know bass. Bass, there's only 2 people, so they literally can just kind of do whatever they want.
Rock your brothers.
Yeah, but for the most part, I mean, there's definitely arguments over like certain songs, like popular songs, but for the most part, I feel like things go smoothly for them. I definitely know for drums, it's
You're already aggressive people as it is.
Yeah.
So.
It's definitely, I say to anybody who asks me this, I said, if you were to walk into a room where all the drummers, there's first chairs of the people that assign things. So there's 3 first chairs for drums. It's myself and then 2 other people. If you walk in when we're trying to do assignments, it actually is a full-on political debate. There's definitely some things that are almost thrown at each other. But in the end, we normally figure it out, and it kind of gets set in stone after everybody kind of agrees on everything or compromises, and then it does not really change from there.
Yeah.
How many drummers are Italian? Is it just you? Really? From what I've heard, it seems like there'd be at least 2, the way that you talk about.
Nope, I'm the only one.
I think you've rubbed off on them a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Everyone's a lot more aggressive because of Gianna.
I feel like the world needs some Giannas in them.
Yeah.
And is it the same for yours, or are you guys a little bit more like,
Yeah.
let's be democratic about this?
With like vocals, it has changed a lot due to certain things that have happened. But overall, like people kind of send in like top songs that they would like to be on, and then from that they assign.
Okay. All right. Last one I didn't have written down, but what would you say to anyone who's like considering joining Uptown or wanting to like audition for different groups or whatever?
I think that Uptown is a really great thing for musicians, especially young people. Like for me personally, like school choir and like school band, I know it's different for you guys, but it was just never really my thing. I could never really get into it.
It's a lot of like music.
Boring.
Yeah.
Very textbook stuff.
Yeah.
No
Yes.
offense.
Yeah,
No
no,
offense.
yeah, definitely.
And
Yes.
like for me personally, I like to express myself more than just standing
Standing in-
there like that. Yeah. Yeah.
I
and
agree.
It's like a really good environment. You're friends with like not only the other students but the teachers, and you really get involved, and it teaches you a lot, not even about music, but like responsibility and leadership, and it's a really good opportunity.
Yeah, I will definitely say, when I remember first joining Uptown, I was like, oh my god, these people listen to 80s music like me, where have you been all
Yeah.
I've been around Taylor Swift and Harry Styles
I
for
know,
the
I'm
past
like, this
month.
Yes.
But
Hi,
it
I'm
definitely,
Taylor
it definitely is like a family. I've been on different sports teams all my life. I have since quit said sports teams to be in
Yes.
Uptown.
She's
like,
solely a
full
music
time.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely, if you get really involved, it takes up a lot of your time, but it is so worth it. I remember when I was struggling a few years ago, whether to give up my sports and go just fully Uptown or like still try to do both. I really thought about how I feel with each group, and I just remember feeling every time I walk into Uptown, it feels like a family.
Yeah.
Like there's really, it's not like a sports team where most of the time you have 3 people competing for like the same spot.
Yeah.
Like it really is, it's great. Like you make so many friends and so many memories. It's something that definitely pushed me outside of my comfort zone. Like
You've changed a lot.
yeah.
Gianna's not the quiet little
Yeah.
anymore. She's like,
Yeah, it definitely it helps you change for the better. It brings you outside of your shell, and it definitely teaches you great time management skills, leadership skills, all that stuff that is definitely useful in life. So it's not just like, oh, I'm not going to do this because I'm not going into music. It definitely, if you love music, and even if you're not going into music for the rest of your life,
It's
it's
fun.
still it's
It's a good
fun.
experience.
It's
like
a good
good life
experience.
lessons,
Yes, yes.
And the people you meet, like, there's everybody is friends.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
there's no like
I could tell from watching that you
different
guys
groups.
are like,
especially on the stage, like we're all friends. We're all there to do the same thing, and we're
Mhm.
all a team to put on a good performance.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think I have a video of you. I don't remember who. Yes, I was taking videos the whole time. I was like, yeah. But I think there's one. It may have been you going up to like one of the drummers, and you guys, or not drummers, sorry, guitar players, and you guys are just like vibing together.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's so fun. It like felt like
Yeah.
a legitimate like. Obviously it was a concert, but like one that you like see where you pay like $8,000 to sit front row, but I was just like, I paid like $10 and I'm here, and it was fun.
yeah.
It was a cool experience.
Yeah.
All right, do you have any?
I'm good.
Okay, well, thanks for watching, guys. Go check out Uptown sometime whenever they have another show. It'll be posted somewhere.
Yeah.
definitely.
All right, bye.